Hello. In the series Statistics and Management Studies, we discussed operations research. More than 20 videos are uploaded already about the different branches of operations research. Mainly two branches of statistical analysis are used for decision making in management studies. Now we are entering into the phase of statistical applications in decision making. It is generally termed as quantitative techniques for decision making. It is an important branch of statistics which is extensively used for decision making in economics, in management studies, in computer applications, and in several walks of life. Now, I am introducing the subject quantitative techniques. Introduction of quantitative techniques for decision making. That is important. Decision making. So, it is used for making decisions. Usually, there are four different situations of decision making in management studies. That is, one is decision making under certainty. The outcomes are known in advance. That is a special case. There is no risk in decision making. The outcome in each case are known in advance. Then second is decision making under uncertainty. That is, we have no previous experience what to do. Nowadays, in the case of COVID or Corona, we are facing that situation. We have no such previous experience. So there is no rigid rule for making a decision. That is under uncertainty. Third one is uncertainty and risk. What is the risk? Outcomes are not known in advance, but the possible outcomes are known. The outcome in a single trial is not known in advance, but the possibilities are, simple example, tossing of a coin. If you toss a coin, the outcome cannot be predicted, but we can predict the totality. That is either a head or a tail. Uncertainty and risk. This is the most commonly used situation in our life. And fourth one is under conflicting interest. That is in economics. This is termed as game theory. Game theory. The performance of a person depends on, the performance of a firm depends on the performance of the other firms. Game theory. And what is its application? What is its use? It is used in management decision problem. It is uncertainty and risk used in. So how will you take a decision? There are two types of decisions or four types of decisions. Mainly that is qualitative and quantitative. We are dealing with the management studies. That's dealing with economics. So our decisions are always related to variables. In economics, it is termed as economic variables. Some examples: price of a commodity, demand, supply, revenue, cost, profit, utility, etc. They are called variables in economics or economic variables. So our decision is related to the values of the economic variables. What would be the price of gold in the next year, in the next month, in the next week? We have to predict. What about the profit? What about the cost? What about the utility? So what is the need for that? For what purpose we take a decision? Or for what purpose the manager is anxious for taking a decision? Since scarcity prevails in economics. scarcity. There are two components. One is availability. Availability are always bounded, restricted, but requirements are unbounded, unlimited. So that is known as scarcity. So we have to take a decision. Which type of decision? The decision should be optimum. That is the best. In general, in example, we have two optimum cases. That is maximization of profit and minimization of cost. So, the decision making under uncertainty and risk used for optimization of our decision, taking the best decision. In decision making, we use the subject statistics. So what is the role of statistics in management decision theory? That is, statistics means numerical data. Numerical data. That is the dictionary meaning of statistics. That is numerical data. What is the role of statistics, or what is the role of numerical data in decision making? It has three levels. One is to study the past behavior of data. That is three-dimensional. That is the first dimension is the past behavior of data. And second, the present accomplishments of the data. The economic variables, price, demand, etc. are to be measured from the past and from the present. Combining these two, we are going to predict the future course of events. To predict the future. Predict. That is not prediction actually, it is estimation. So statistics is used for studying the past behavior and present accomplishments, and then using that information predicting the future course of events. That is, quantitative techniques is used for estimation. It is better wording than predict, estimation, or decision making with the help of numerical data. That is the most important concept. That is the most important thing. We are drawing decision with respect to experience in terms of numerical data. Data means experience. So, what is quantitative techniques? That is statistics used for decision making. And that is not a mathematical result. It is an experience. It is better termed as inference. That's the better terminology. Inference. What is inference? Information about the future by means of the past behavior and present accomplishments. So, quantitative techniques is a branch of statistics. It's an application of statistics for decision making about the values of the economic variables using numerical data. Quantitative techniques for decision making. That is, techniques based on quantitative data. That is, statistics or numerical data. Data are qualitative or quantitative. In quantitative decision making, it is quantitative data or numerical data, and there are two types of data: primary data and secondary data. The fresh data collected from the informants is called primary data, and data collected from any other source other than primary is called secondary data. If you collect data about a single variable, for example, price of a commodity, revenue of a firm, about a single variable, it is called univariate, unique. If there are two variables, it is called bivariate data. If there are more than two, it is called multivariate. For example, in economics, if you collect price of a commodity, price, it is a univariate data. Or if you collect supply of a commodity, only either price or supply, a single variable, that is univariate. Collecting price and demand, that becomes bivariate. Collecting price, demand and supply of a commodity, that is a trivariate or multivariate. So what is the purpose of this data? For making decision. How will you take decision? Mainly for situation about a univariate, measures of central tendency, measures of dispersion, measures of skewness, measures of kurtosis. All these terms are familiar to PG students, postgraduate students. Central tendency, dispersion, skewness, kurtosis. And about central tendency, it is commonly termed as average. There are three types of averages: mean, median and mode. Three types of averages. What is the need of three types of averages? That depends on the situation, that depends on the type of the variable. Cardinal measurement, cardinal. If you measure only numerical values, price of a commodity, price of several commodities in numerical values, they are called cardinal. If you arrange them, which is the best one, the next best, which is the popularity, it is ordinal, but cardinal, ordinal. If you measure the value by name, it is called nominal. So we are using three averages depending on the situation of data: cardinal, ordinal, nominal. They are the fundamental principles of quantitative techniques. Another branch of analysis is known as dispersion. That is a different approach to measures of central tendency. It is a point of convergence of numerical data. That is average. What is the average quality? What is the average per capita income, etc. are average. And what about the deviation from an average? The price is more than, the price is less than. A person is having more height, more weight, more sugar level, etc. are compared to average. And that measures are known as deviation from. It is dispersion. And there are four different types: range, quartile deviation, mean deviation and standard deviation. They are numerical measures. In some cases we use a graphical method, Lorentz curve, but it has a limitation. It is a bivariate. Lorentz curve is used when there are two variables, but that's a graphical representation which is usually used for studying inequality of income. And these are the commonly used statistical tools in quantitative techniques. And while applying statistics in economics or in commerce, we have two different branches. One is descriptive statistics, that is mean, median, mode, correlation, etc. That is a numerical measure derived from the numerical data. It is called descriptive statistics. The other branch is statistical inference. This is the commonly used branch. Statistical inference. That is the information. That is not result. That's the difference between mathematics and statistical application. In mathematics it is result. Here it is inference. That is information about a gathering collected from a sample. Statistics means numerical data collected from a sample. It is called statistical inference. Information about a population from a sample. That is widely used in all branches of life for making a decision. For example, our blood group, there is a statistical measurements, inference. Our blood group is decided by using a single drop of blood. There is a statistical information from a sample, and we generalize that my blood group is such and such. That is the example for statistical inference, information about the whole body by using a single drop. And in quantitative techniques we use statistical tools for decision making. There are different branches. applied in quantitative techniques for decision making. From the next class onwards, we are discussing several statistical tools. The introduction of quantitative techniques is not an easy subject since it is a wide branch. Now I am trying to communicate some idea, not introduction, some idea about the topic quantitative techniques for decision making. In the next class, I am planning to introduce a bivariate analysis, correlation and regression. It is used for making or studying a relationship between economic variables. Okay, thank you.